My HGV Insurance is proud to sponsor Trucking TV. Let us take the stress out of arranging your HGV insurance.
A very warm welcome to the Trucking TV Sunday special for Sunday the 19th of March 2017. My name's Chris Gosling. Two good news stories for drivers and truck fans this week. First from Yeovil, where the Wessex Truck Show opened for truck entries at 9 a.m. on Saturday the 18th and closed at around 3 p.m. 6 hours later, with every single truck show space filled. Over 600 vehicles on display. Big congratulations to the organising team and to the drivers and firms who have obviously leapt into action on a Saturday morning and got their entries in. We're looking forward to being at the show and presenting some live reports of the action and events on both Saturday and Sunday, as well as lots more about the trucks on display later. I hope we'll see you there. Then to Suffolk. There's a new show on its way for East Anglian Truck Show fans. It's called Foxfest Suffolk, and it's being coordinated by Trucking TV's own transport history specialist, Simon Wasp. Simon has been involved in many successful trucking events, and he and his team have secured an amazing venue for Foxfest. It's the huge Foxhall Stadium at Ipswich, with a massive site as well as the stadium itself. We met Simon on site to have a chat about his plans.
The show is actually June the 4th, Sunday, the first weekend in June, 10 till 4. And we'll have a set-up afternoon, Saturday afternoon, to get all the exhibitors because we've got to get 150 trucks on this track, and that's not going to happen in 2 hours before we start Sunday morning. As a start, I've got to back the trucks, what I call herringbone, so the fronts will be facing. I've got to back one against the dirt track where they put the speedway bikes.
So you're going to have them facing each other across the track?
Yes, and back one against the rails around the outside. Right. So the fronts will be facing each other, right. And then the public can walk on the track in between the trucks. We also have a light show Saturday evening. It's always been in rows and I've never been able to get above it and see it. I can see a section at once, but I'll be able to stand here, I'll get up in those seats, and I would assume everybody can, who's here, and look down on it, and that's a different twist. And I think the whole thing is a different twist, because coming here to Speedway when I was at school, 1984, I came here as a child. I've been here racing because Ben Mumford used to race, and I liked him and I liked his mother, and I used to come and support him. And I've been here and watched it as a member of the public. Yeah. But for us to open this up and have the public walking in it, looking out, to me, I always say it's like being a goldfish, but not being in the bowl. You're the fish looking into the bowl. That's a different twist. I'm going to have two inflatable assault courses in the middle, face to face, and a little bouncy castle for the tiny children, so that some people can manage that from the same spot. Yep. We're going to put a rigid behind the podium, if that's the correct word, where we're going to do the raffle and the presentations in the middle, and then we'll have the stalls outside and a car show, and there'll be a car boot sale going on the same morning over there on the Heath, which is all footfall.
Tell me about the entries. Have you got some good entries?
Yes, we have already as exhibitors. We've only got 26 actually booked in who've sent their forms back, but that's not unusual in my history of life. That's probably more than we've ever had booked in at this date in a year for any show I've ever done, ever. So we're still ahead of the game, but we've sent out over 140 forms. But people generally wake up in April. They think, oh, it's Peterborough next weekend, or it's coming in a month, I better get my form back. So usually we have an avalanche in April, but we've already got an interesting lineup of equipment.
Tell me some.
Kenny Elsden, that's one of my kingpins. He's got an F10 he did up in his old Elstran colours, which is black and grey and a bit of gold. The Russell Davis 110, the Frank 88, and if that, Tim King is rebuilding an AA Griggs liveried F86. If that is finished, that will be here, but if that isn't, he'll be bringing his 88, which is, it's in Frank livery, it's green, white and red, and that's a stunning bit of equipment on its own.
There's going to be some good looking metal here, isn't there?
Without a doubt, yes. And what I want is a mixture of working trucks that people see every day, that people care about, and a stepping stone of history. Tannington have asked if they can bring, they've got a Mercedes, they've got two that run about with each on, as an advert for the hospice. Yeah. So I'm hoping one of them will be here, and they've got an old Thames Trader, which is stunning, and with the body tipped It's an awesome little thing, and that's what I want to show the children, is that we haven't always had the iron that we've got. We've come in gradual increments, that's the word, isn't it? Progress, allegedly.
What about prizes and judging and stuff?
Yes. Well, I'm not sure actually what the classes will be yet until we've got some entrants, because until we get the forms in, we can't have a class with nothing in it. But I am looking at tweaking that a bit from history. We will have classes of age. I'm thinking, I'd like to do a children's vote this year that we've never done. I'd like to do a ladies' vote, which is a different twist, to get their opinion as a separate box, if you like. We'll certainly have a show champion. I'd like a reserve champion. We'll probably have classes for manufacturers, depending on, so we have a best Volvo, best DAF, best Scania, best of what doesn't fit in that box, and a few booby prizes perhaps. It's on the drawing board, really. But there'll be a lot of trophies, is the answer.
So you're now starting to do all the hard work, really? You've got a lot to do.
Well, I think, to be honest, for me, the hardest work is done. The rest will unravel. If you haven't got a venue for a show, you can't have a show. If you've got nobody who wants to come, you can't have a show. So we've already got our name out there, what we're trying to do. We're going to have a car show outside, and there's a lot of petrol heads out there that appeals to everybody, and I want to try and make this more of a family day than just a truck show for people who like trucks. So there's something to keep you here longer. So we'll have the inflatables, the Punch and Judy, some music of some sort. We'll have a disco Saturday night. The boot sale will be there, which is footfall, and it's something for us to go to and something for them to come to in here as well. And it's only £2 to get in as an adult, so it won't break your purse. If you've got 5 or 6 kids, you can go somewhere, and suddenly a day out's very expensive. I'm raising money this year for Fresh Start, which is a charity in Ipswich based. It's their 5th anniversary this year, and they've helped over 1,000 sexually abused children cope with life. Those children are 95%, the abuse comes from someone that they know, and their family knows, and their family trusts. So if we can do something to help these people who are damaged, they're let down by society, aren't they? That's a wonderful thing. But I don't do this to raise money. I do this to bring people together who want to be together, and I'm trying to put back, that I've discussed before, I loved Great Ashfield Truck Rally as a child. It enthused me to live the life I live, and if I can get one child to come here and fall in love with trucks and the industry, and that baked beans don't appear in the kitchen cupboard by magic to get them to think, I've achieved so much. It's actually unquantifiable. And we're going to have DHL's trainer truck outside to teach people about blind spots, and he's coming this afternoon to see where we're going to put him. That's priceless, because if you've never driven a lorry, and most people have not, you've got no idea when you drive a bike up the inside that you can't be seen, and there's a blind spot there on a motorway. You can get sideswiped so easily because I can't see you. So if I can get people to sit in the driver's seat and look in the mirrors and see what they can't see in those blind spots and save some accidents, that's mind-blowing. It's Foxfest Suffolk. We're still working on a poster that should be out shortly, but we've got all the data to the right place to make it. The stickers are getting out there. If you want a form, you just Google it, you can find us. We've got a little Facebook page, you can find that, and it's got some contacts for me and Justin and Sean who you can get involved with. We're always looking for help, for exhibitors, for sponsorship.
As well as Foxfest and the Wessex Truck Show, we'll also be attending the Great North West Truck Show and Swedefest, and we'll try to cover as many independent truck shows as we possibly can, so please keep in touch with us. We're always interested in hearing about trucking events that you would like to see reported on Trucking TV, and we're keen to find drivers and firms interested in taking part of one of our Drivers' Day series, showing the world the real face of trucking and transport. You can always reach us on Facebook, Twitter and by email, and you can now leave voice comments or messages or send us texts on 07393 588 127 anytime. See you soon.
Why not give us a call on 0161 410 1061 when you're arranging your HGV insurance, or visit our website at www.myhgvinsurance.co.uk or our Facebook page at HGV Insurance, and let us take the stress out of arranging your HGV insurance.